We're back with the former governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin. All right, Governor, Donald Trump, who's considering a run for the presidency, says that he's got investigators in Hawaii looking for President Obama's birth certificate. What do you make of that?
Well, I appreciate that the Donald wants to spend his resources in getting to the bottom of something that it so interests him and many Americans. You know, more power to him. He's not just throwing stones and from the sidelines. He's digging in there. He's paying for researchers to find out why President Obama would have spent $2 million to not show his birth certificate. So, you know, more power to him.
Well, and what do you think of the fact that the president is refusing to show his birth certificate? And I've heard that number before, $2 million that he's spending to not have to show the birth certificate. There's a difference between a birth certificate, apparently, and a certificate of live birth. But what do you think? Is that relevant?
Well, you know, I think that he was born in Hawaii because there was the birth announcement put in the newspaper. But obviously, if there's something there that the president doesn't want people to see on that birth certificate, that, you know, he sees going to great lengths to make sure that it isn't shown. And that's kind of perplexing for a lot of people. But you know, again, Donald Trump, he may get to the bottom of it because he's spending the resources that probably will be necessary to do some investigation.
And, you know, one of the more interesting ideas that Donald has is the idea of taking the oil in Iraq until we are compensated for liberating that country. What do you think of that?
Well, I do think that Iraq and that other countries that we do assist in trying to stabilize them, I think that they should be compensating the U.S., especially when they have resources they could be sharing. But that's a whole other story. I think that part of the Donald's drive there is to see that America start having some supplies of energy that we can count on. And I would much rather be digging up here in Alaska for our resources, drilling in Anwar, drilling offshore, drilling in any of the 97% of the coastal area that our president has shut off as he manipulates the U.S. oil supply and harms our economy. I would much rather be seeing some domestic supplies being exploited responsibly for our own use.
And you know, Governor, what's amazing is when you talk about the posturing on that budget battle, I mean, there were people in the administration saying, you know, we can't issue oil permits now because of this problem with the budget. But, you know, we're going...
Well, Judge, it's very, very insulting what the administration and President Obama tried to shove down the American public's throat in terms of that rhetoric and the scare tactics and the chaos that would ensue. They tried to get people to believe if there was a partial shutdown or slowdown of government spending and of the government, if they were to agree to some kind of compromise with the Republican House members with this latest budget deal. It was offensive because Americans are much more intelligent than I think they want to give us credit for.
Okay, let's ask you the inevitable question. 2012, have you made a decision?
Haven't made a decision yet, but, you know, I think that the more people we have there in a contested primary, the better. That's more aggressive debate that people can look forward to. It's better ideas that will surface. Competition makes everybody better. So more primary candidates, the better.
All right, Governor, it's always good to see you. Thanks so much for